everyone. Here I am walking on the beach in Santa Monica. I don't know, it's about 5:30 in the afternoon or something. And it is March 17th, 2021. So I realized I hadn't done a video update in a while, so here I am. Some of you might have seen my dance celebration video with my two roomies, caretakers, friends, Stacy and Gigi, as we danced before my last chemo liquid healing last Thursday. And it's a big deal. Big deal for me. Just even having to accept that was going to be a part of my path. I had to pray a lot about that, especially the night before my first round on November 12th. I was in a lot of distress about whether this was the right thing for me, and you hear horror stories about chemotherapy, and it was really like, geez, cancer is one thing, chemotherapy is another. How is my body going to respond? How, knowing what I know as a physiologist, what it does to the immune system, blah, blah, blah. It was very difficult for me to accept that was going to be a part of my journey. And the recommendation was 6 rounds every 3 weeks. And I realized, I've been teaching about the power of our mind and where we put our mind. I've been teaching about that my entire career. And I've been in this field of health, fitness, coaching, helping people to connect with their hearts and live from their heart, the passions of their heart, not just their physical heart, their emotional, spiritual heart. So I've been talking about the power of the mind, and as an athlete in my life, my entire life, I know what it takes to keep your mental focus, especially when times are uncomfortable and we would consider very difficult, maybe sometimes very dark times. This past year, for all of us in the world, COVID, we could choose it to consider it to be a dark time in our lives, a challenging time. But what gets us through, what has gotten me through challenging dark times in my life? I've had what I call a few dark nights of the soul in my life. This was a pretty massive one. I would dare to say the biggest, even though, whenever we're going through a challenging time, it feels like the worst of everything, right? But it doesn't matter. We don't need to grade how much this compares to a dark time we had another time in our life. The bottom line is, all that matters is right now. Where are you right now? What do you feel right now? And so, in regard to having to accept, of course I could have not accepted the choice to do chemo. It was in my power to do that. It's my life. It's my body. But deep down, I felt like I had to go that route. But I prayed like crazy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. Spirit meaning honoring the spirit and the divine intelligence of all of life. And God, the higher power, whatever you want to call it, into my faith that, and my deep, deep belief that I've always felt in life, that nothing happens in our life without purpose, deep soul purpose. I mean, we came onto this planet for a reason. All of us, every single one of us. And we may not always know why. I think there's a Mark Twain quote that says, the two most important days of our life are the day that we are born and the day we realize why. And so me being a very spiritual person, those of you who do know me, I've always been on the spiritual path of awakening, expanding my mind and my heart, and believing in magic and miracles. I've always believed that if something is happening, if something is crossing our path, it's not there to break us down, although it can if we allow it. It is there to build us up. But I will be the first to admit, of course, that when you're facing something that feels like literally life or death, it's easy to abandon that thought and fall into fear and think, oh my God, but this is different. But is it? It's not. And so what I've had to do to get through this part of my healing journey was I had to lean into my faith and profound belief that this is here for a reason for me. My soul wouldn't call it to me if there wasn't something that I could learn and grow from, and maybe share it and help and serve others, which has always been my deepest passion since I was a kid. I came onto this planet and as a kid knowing that I wanted to help humanity and the world and animals and everybody. And I'm one of those people that just wants the world to get along. And even when I was in elementary school, if somebody was being teased, usually I wanted to, protect them and be their friend. And I admit that I wasn't always there, but that was my general heart feeling of wanting to be there for others and help them along on this path that we are all walking together on this planet. As the quote says, we are all walking each other home. So being kind to each other, being gentle. Everybody has a battle within them that maybe the outside world doesn't know. And we're all struggling on some level inside, in our mind, in our heart, in our soul. And, when we lash out at each other, it's easy. We lash out when we're scared, when we're in fear. There's various reasons why we lash out. But, my point is that if I have had to go through this from day one, I was going to accept the belief that nothing happens without deep reason and purpose. And that this was no exception. And so also in having the choice to choosing reluctantly to do chemo, liquid healing as I've called it, that I prayed and leaned into the belief that all is God, all is divine, and even the things that we judge that we think are quote-unquote bad, we can correct our perception, quote-unquote correct our perception, and shift our perception, shift our focus, and then shift always also probably heard that story of the two wolves, the good wolf, the bad wolf, whatever we want to call it. You know, the wolves in our head. What's the wolf that's going to win out is the one that we feed, is the one that we give attention to, that we give energy to. So our negative thoughts versus our positive thoughts. And we're so programmed to go into negativity and to beat ourselves up, because that's what our world has taught us. Which, I'm a student of the Course in Miracles, and the Course in Miracles teaches us about our perceptions, the ego's perception, the part of ourselves that believes that we're separate and disconnected, and the ego operates from fear, and so it sees the world through the lens of fear. And when we see through the lens of fear, we see each other as threats. We see that we're being attacked, that the world is out to get us, blah, blah, blah. But when we see it through the eyes of spirit, which is owning our identity, that we are divine, that we are born from the divine consciousness, that we are light, that we are love, that we are not separate, that we are one, you know, then that are the filter, the lens with which we see the world. Oh, but anyway, I just saw a friend. But what I was talking about was the spirit, the lens with which we look through life when we come from that place of stepping into our divinity. It changes how we see life. And that's the miracle, is the change of perception. And so I had to change my perception of chemotherapy. And I had to bless it and honor it and thank it. And find joy and stay in a place of peace in the moment, in myself. Anytime fear creeped in, just look at the ocean, find something to laugh at, pull up something funny on YouTube, whatever, but stay in a place of gratitude and joy. And I can say that my body has just responded. I mean, obviously I've been doing all of the supportive natural therapies, acupuncture, vitamin C, curcumin, energy medicine, meditation, nutrition, supplementation, everything. Walking, daily exercise, of course. Every step is a step into life. The only moment is right now. And that's what I kept telling myself, you know, every moment is right now. And in this moment, I'm just walking it out. I'm stepping into life. I'm alive. I'm feeling good. And as I've always said, you know, our cells respond to every thought that we think. And there's a certain vibration with every thought that we think. Fear versus joy, gratitude. And our body heals in a place of peace and joy. And it breaks down when we're in a place of stress, dis-ease. So, you know, coming back to my athlete's mind and using my mind to stay present has been the biggest challenge of all, but it has served me. It continues to serve me, and I've gotten through 6 rounds, and amazingly my body is, I just can't even say. My oncologist said you're an inspirational rock star, but he said you've been doing all the right things to support it. And guess what? I feel like my hair is already growing. What? I mean, it's been confirmed by my friends and my mom, and they're like, Lisa, you got more peach fuzz on that head than last week. It's like the body knows. The body knows. It's like, okay, let's go. Time to rest and repair and heal, and I don't know. You know, what's my destiny? I have no idea. But it's moment to moment. And that's the only moment we all have anyway. We're not guaranteed any time on this planet. We just think that we are. So the whole point is right here, right now. Life is a journey, yeah. Not a destination, but I would change that and say life is a journey, yes. But it is a destination, and that destination is always right here, right now. Always right here, right now. One foot in front of the other. In this moment, woohoo! So thank you all for your love and support and everything. And my battery's going low, so I gotta get off before it dies. Anyway, just the continued support. So I go into the maintenance plan. We'll see what that is. But I'll get a CT scan maybe in April. My number is where it needs to be, below 35. It was at 15 last week. Woohoo! Started at 485 a few months ago. Cancer marker number. And yeah, it feels a little weird. I mean, to be honest, I feel like I'm kind of a little bit in limbo of like, whoa, untethered. What does this mean? What it means is I'm right here, right now, smiling and in a place of gratitude and joy. And I love you all, and thank you for walking with me on this journey and the continued journey. It's a continued journey. So, one day at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. That's all we have, any of us. So that's my quick update. Thank you, and I will keep you posted. But in the meantime, movement equals life, everyone. Just move. Every little step counts. Every day. Every choice we make makes a difference. Our choices, they either enhance our health and well-being or they hinder. Let's make sure we make the choices to enhance this moment right here, right now. To nurture our soul, body, mind, spirit, and heart. When we heal our heart, we heal the world. I love you.